Welcome once again for the Ask Me Anything on Diabetes. I'm your host, Dr. Aniket Banvi. Today we have set of yet another different various questions on diabetes and people who wants to understand, who wants to know more about it. We'll be answering those curious questions, and we'll be answering those curious questions as and how you share the thoughts that you are going to hear. So also I want you to make sure that if you're seeing the video, if you have any doubts on diabetes and other aspects of it, make sure that you write it in the comment section. Ask me anything on diabetes so that I can answer you, that I can give an answer to the curious question that people have across the globe, across the India, because I want to answer them. I want to help at the most best possible way. So make sure that you drop in your questions and let me answer them. So let us begin with the very first question that we have. What is the importance of regular eye examination for an individual with diabetes? Now, any person who's suffering from diabetes for a long term now, eventually there will be various other complications. When a person stays a diabetic for a longer period, what happens is that he's not just damaging his pancreas, he's not damaging his cells, or he's not regulating his blood glucose level. Apart from that, what he's also damaging is that he's damaging his blood vessels. uh, Also, what happens is that in this specifically, when it is asking about eye, it is called as retinopathy. Retinopathy is a place where the damaging of your blood vessels in the eyes happens over a period of time, and many other aspects. So this complication further leads to many other complications for the eye. So people with diabetics should make sure that if they are facing any kind of a issue with their eye, or do if they are having a number, every once in a while, at least 6 months, once in an year, they should get their eye tested and checked, so that they know which direction are they heading. Now, is it going to imply to everyone? No, it is not specific for everyone. Certain times some person will end up having retinopathy, some person will have end up being neuropathy, that is the tingling and numbness sensation where the nervous system is compromised. Someone will have nephropathy where the kidneys are going to be damaged. So it is not that everyone will face this complication, but you might face it. You don't know which part of your body is going to be attacked because of you being diabetic for the longer duration. So for that reason, you need to check your blood glucose levels every once and now and then. Apart from that, also eye checkup once in a year or once in 6 months, to know how healthy are your eyes are. If there are any further complications that is going to come in the future, what are the precautionary measures that you should be taking? All of those things can be managed. Now the ultimately answer is that if a person comes and says that I have already retinopathy and I have retinopathy, now the major answer is to definitely make sure that you manage your blood glucose level more efficiently, so that you can reduce the burden that is being put on your eyes because of you having an increased blood glucose level. That is the ultimate answer. Apart from that, you have various set of eye exercise which can help utilize in and around the muscles around it, activate them. All those activities can be done in the near future, but what you need to do is that get to know it first, whether if that complication is if you're heading in that complication or no. When you have the direction of suffering in that direction, if you are having a neuropathy, nephropathy, or retinopathy, then you can make a choice, then you can start working in that direction and help yourself in managing the complications of diabetes. And that is going to be very painful. There are cases and instances where people have lack of information of this and have no prior information of retinopathy. What they end up is that unfortunately it is so much damage that they will eventually go blind. There are instances people suffering from blindness also because of the elevated blood glucose level. So diabetes is going to crab you down. It is going to be very much painful in that process, because when I've seen people who have suffered, I've seen amputations where people are being cut off their toes, sometimes if that is spread across the leg till their knee, and some even up till their thighs. So it is a very painful journey, and don't end up like that. So That is why you need to take care of yourself. Also understand which direction are you heading, what parts of your body are being damaged. If you are a diabetic for a longer period, if you are initial being a diabetic, then make sure that you try to manage it, if possible eradicate it from your lifestyle. Well, that is the answer that I have for the retinopathy or people who are suffering from that. Now, while losing weight helps control diabetes, will losing weight helps control diabetes? Definitely, it helps controlling diabetes for sure. Definitely, the reason is because it reduces the insulin resistance, the increased level of lipid profiles, increased level of triglycerides, and LDL happens to be a marker which tells us that it is an indication. Definitely, if a person is having high levels of LDL and triglycerides, it's an indication saying that the person will eventually definitely have a certain amount of insulin resistance in the long term if the person is diabetic also. So you need to avoid it by obviously managing your weight. Now, how do you understand what is the ideal weight for you? Well, you can check your BMI, that is body mass index. This helps you in giving in direction of what to be, how much you should be weighing on the scale. It should, so BMI, when you check, it should come somewhere between 18 to 25. If your BMI is in that space, then you will understand that you are healthy. If it overboards about 25 and ranges till 27 or 28, 29, then we call it as an overweight. The person who crosses 29 and 30, we say it as an grade 1 obesity, and so on and so further. It is grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. That is how we classify it. So losing weight is an absolute essential part for a diabetic person. But make sure that, I'll tell you, I want you to mark these words when I'm saying that when you're in the journey of losing your weight, make sure that you are losing it in a much more ideal way, and not just losing your drastically by just doing cardio. Make sure that you're also strengthening your muscles in this journey. The reason is because as you strengthen your muscles, your glucose metabolism is definitely going to improve in the long term. And you shouldn't be losing muscle mass in this journey of losing your weight. Many times, many of my patients, they come up and they say that, sir, I've lost my weight, it has been good, but my diabetes has not yet been controlled. And the reason for that is because, unfortunately, you have not just lost your weight, you have also lost the muscle mass which was there in this period of time. And if you see, if you want to analyze how will I get to know, sir, whether I have lost my muscle mass or no, you need to study your hands and feet. Either your legs have gone lean or shrunken, or your hands have gone, your arms have gone shrunken over a period of time. If you compare yourself with when the younger versions of yourself, if you had a thick muscle bulk, and now you seem to have a very lean muscle mass, the lean bulk of it, then you will be able to understand that the muscle mass has also been lost along with the fat loss and other aspect of it. You're also lost various amount of vitamins and minerals in this journey. So when you're saying fat loss, make sure that you need to understand what is the scenario. What are you else losing? You're not just, when we say you're losing weight, our body is a constitution of so many things. It has vitamins and minerals, it has macronutrients, micronutrients, and all those things. And your muscle, all those things, what kind of a weight are you losing? Your bone is going to add a certain amount of weight to your body. Your muscle is going to add a certain weight to your body. Your water fluids in your body is going to add a certain amount of weight to your body. So what, when you're saying weight loss, what kind of a weight is it? And in this journey, what all you're losing? You're not just losing just the fat, you're shrinking yourself, you're losing your muscle mass, or you're losing your whole bulk of the body. In this process, what all you're losing, you're not just losing the fat which is accumulated and it is stored as an energy form. You're also losing so many other elements. So make sure that you're compensating those things also. So consult a right person, sit down, discuss what can be the course of journey, how gradually and slowly you can do it. uh, that are the things that you should keep in mind while you're losing the weight. So make sure that you don't end up losing your muscle mass, uh, utilize your body, strengthen your muscle, activate them, help them be a good metabolizer by keeping them intact and keeping them active by strength training. So it is very essential to do so in the journey of weight loss. So that is what you need to make a point and note it in the long term when you're doing so in the journey of weight loss. And definitely, yes, losing your weight and maintaining your muscle mass and having a right amount of macro and micronutrients along the journey, you will be able to reduce your insulin resistance, increase the insulin sensitivity, you will be able to reduce your inflammations, you'll be able to be much more active, and you will be able to regulate your blood glucose level in the long term. So all these things happens by correcting the course of direction how you're taking. So many things matter in this journey, and when you make the right decision, you will be able to flourish in a much more best possible way. So that is my answer to that. Let us see what we do have. How often should someone with diabetes monitor their blood sugar levels? This is an interesting question again. See, I would say the person who is having blood sugar level fluctuation every now and then, check it for at least 15 once in 15 days to once in a month. If the now today in today's time scenario, we have a continuous glucose monitor, CGM, where a patch comes and you can monitor your every hour to hour of blood fluctuations happening when you consume certain food, what kind of a fluctuation happens, every answer and every detail and statistical data that we can get, you can utilize it that also. But what you need to understand is that don't panic yourself, don't too much narrow on so many things, so that you will be ended up thinking that what to do and what not to do, and a space where it is much of a confusion than a clarity. That is why I would say once in 15 days is a better one. If you are feeling uneasy, if you are feeling uncomfortable, if you think that there is something issue, I need to get it checked, that is also a right time. So your intuition and your own body talking to you is also a thing that you need to listen to. Do not neglect it primarily, because many times when you go hypoglycemia, when you have hypoglycemia, you will see a lot of tendencies of complications that people go through, and you need to make sure that you address that and help yourself in checking at that point of time. So ideally once in 15 days or once in a month, HbA1c once in 3 months. But CGM if necessary, if you think that you should be studying your body, how it is reacting every now and then, can be implemented. But don't stress on it, don't too much go heavy on it. It is a study that you're doing on yourself to understand your own body, on whatever food you consume and all those things. So that is how you can take things ahead. Just a second. Yeah, sorry. So these were the questions that we have been asked over a period of time. We will be having various other sessions over a period of time. We will be coming live on every Wednesday, and I'll be answering those curious questions that has been asked just like this. Make sure that you write your questions in the comment section, and I'll be getting back to them, and I'll pick them and I'll answer them. You can visit our website also to understand much more details of it. We'll be having many webinars you can sign up for also, and the links and description will be somewhere around the post itself. Please make sure that you go through them and find your answer, and I'll be seeing you on the next live session.